what we're doing today, okay, is we're at a friend's property in the southwest of the state, okay, and what we're going to be doing is some marroning. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start by showing you how to marron, okay. So look, you can usually tell if someone's come down from the city, right, because they're wearing their sort of like, the Lifesaver Speedos, right? And they grab a heap of chicken feed and they prance down to the water's edge, you know what I mean? And then they just throw it as far as they can in the water. Totally just waste your time, okay? So, when you're fishing for marron, okay, because technically it is fishing, the same laying pellets that I made the burley with on the other video. So I'm going to show you how to turn a $3.40 bag of laying pellets into about $300 worth of marron. What you want to do, okay, is you want to get the marron to come to you. You don't want to go to them. So, you know, it's tough enough as it is to get them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a handful of these pellets, right? So what you want to do is you want to clump them together in the water, right on the edge. Okay, so what will happen is the marron will come in here. You'll be standing there with your snare. As they go to shoot off, you put it over their tail and you hook them, and I'll show you how to make those in a second, right? So let's just get down to this clear area, and hopefully with the powers of technology, okay, what I can do is I can show you how to snare some. Right, so all I've got here is just a handful of chook pellets, right? You don't want to spread them out. All you want to do is just dump them right on the edge like that. Okay, and that's it. And then what will happen is they will start to break down in the water. Hopefully the goats don't come back because it's a bit bigger than me. And it's got a tougher forehead, so I'm stuffed either way. Right, and then what we'll do here now is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of a risk because it's still a little bit early for the marron, but what we'll do is we'll grab a seat. Hey, no. Okay, great. Hey, Johnny Bear. Hey, MW, out. Don't even think about it. Go on. Yeah, this is one goat that is not going to be the greatest of all time. Yeah, I've eaten a lot of goat. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people spend a lot of money, okay, on torches to go marroning. Do yourself a favour, do what I do. I went to Woolies, $15 with the batteries, right? It's a little mini dolphin torch with the LED light. That's more than enough to go marroning with. You know, I've seen people with $150, $200, are they Mets or whatever, okay? And all you're doing is just really just spending a lot of money on something that may not necessarily make your job any easier. Now, with your torches and that sort of stuff, you've got to remember you have your main beam and then you have like a little halo around it. When you do it, you shine your torch, I won't waste the battery, across the water, and what will happen is you'll probably get to about here and the halo will highlight the water enough with a dim light so you can see their outlines in the water. So here's going to be a little bit difficult because we've got leaves and weeds and that sort of stuff. But what I'm hoping is, what we can do is I can get one to come in here in this light section and I can show you how to snare it in the light, okay? This is a marron snare. Okay, now remember in our videos and live streams, all views that I show you are purely my own. Right, so if you have a better way, just contact us on the email and show us. But I've got a friend of mine, Michael. Michael's a bogan. And Michael's my size and he can snare anything. He can snare marron, he can snare trout, he can snare perch, he can snare anything, right? And this is his design. You've got to give credit where it's due. So basically what these are, right, these are 13mm fiberglass poles from Elders that they use on the electric fencing and that sort of stuff. And then what we do is we just use a little bit of plastic coated wire that we crimp one of these locking, is it a cabana or whatever it's called, some cable ties and a little bit of 5-minute arrow dye and you're done. One of the important things that you've got to do is you've got to use the correct poundage wire, either 80 or 100 pound. We use Halco here. We're West Aussies. We support West Australian companies. So we use Halco 7-strand nylon coated stainless steel lock weld wire, but we crimp it with the, well, these are a size too big, but we'll make it work, right? With the Halco crimps. 80 to 100 is usually the best poundage to use because it doesn't perish like lighter weights. On top of that, okay, you're going to need these stainless steel snap and locking carabanas. This is important later on because what this does is it gives you a point that you can anchor your wire on, but I'll show you that in a second, okay? And then on top of that, obviously, we need the right size cable ties. What we've got here is these little cable ties, right? Okay, and then on top of that, we just need some 5-minute araldite, okay, to glue it all and just seal it. Is we need to get the correct position, okay, of the carabiner hook here, right, like so. And what you do is you just use 3 or 4 cable ties to keep that on there, okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll take some of these out, like so, like that. Here we go. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to cable tie one of these on so that it holds it in place, and then we're going to get it in the right place and lock it in. You just put 4 of them in through the hook, or however many you can fit, really, like that. Right, there we go. So that's one. And see how it stays perpendicular like that? That's another thing that you have to do. But anyway, we've got one in there. Let's get 2. Three, and another one 4. Okay, so what this is going to do now is that's going to lock it in place, and what we've done is we've got that perpendicular to that, and that is basically how we're going to set it up so that we can start snaring our marron and that sort of stuff. I can actually fit one more in here, which I will do, and we just want to get that fairly tight. These are quite small cable ties, and the good thing about using araldite as well to seal it is if one of them snaps from sunlight or overuse, then you've still got the others to hold it in place. So, right, so that's basically what's happened now. We've got them all in place. Right, what I'll do is I'll super glue that and then we'll figure out the correct loop, okay? Great, so what we've done now is the locking carabiner we've got on there. Let's get that right. I'll do the other one and then we'll glue it on. So there you go. What we've done is we've got 6 little cable ties on there. That's holding that in place. We're going to get this, right, see how that is, okay, to this. So basically what we've done now is we've got this self-locking carabiner in. So what I've done is I'm just mixing a little bit of this Loctite 5-minute araldite like this. So what I've done is I've mixed the araldite for one of the snares. Right, going to bring that in here like so. Oops. And show you how to do it. What you do is once araldite starts to mix, it gets hot and it'll start to like go quite marbly. Now this is the clear stuff, so this is like professional stuff, right? What you got to do, it's a little bit like when we tie our flies and that sort of stuff. Right, bring that in here, bring that in here, like so. Right, just mix it around in here a bit, get it all up and down there, like so. Probably haven't got enough for this actually, but we'll just mix up a bit more. We'll just leave that in here now. Right, let me get that in there. Yeah, you never make enough, because if you make too much, you know. But we actually pretty close, really. Okay, chuck that in there. Right, so now what you got to do is you got to learn to dance with the araldite. Right, so see how that's like dripping and moving around? What I want it to do is just basically coat everything. Come on, get in there. Where gravity can be your friend or your enemy in this case, I think we're going to need a little bit more araldite on here. Right, so let me just mix that through here, like so in there. There we go. Actually, that's not too bad. You got to remember, fiberglass doesn't absorb water. That's why they make boats out of it, I guess. Mind you, they do crack when they're in there. So now what we're going to do is hold that in there. Normally what we do is we do one thing of araldite the first time, and then we do another one over the top just to finish it off. Rightio. Right, so this is the final piece of araldite. It's going to work its way down here. Nice, come on, let's go, don't be naughty. Right, so, yep. So let's just mix this around here, put some around the back of it. That way the cable ties always leave a little bit of a mohawk. Rightio. Nice, there we go. So that's the first one just about done, Famo. Excellent. You've got to remember too, when you're mixing araldite, if you've got araldite on there already and it's finishing, right, it'll actually generate a lot of heat. Okay, and when it generates a lot of heat, it's actually very hard to stop the new one that you've put on from curing, as this one already has. So let's get that in there. Yep, it's already gone jelly-like. That's okay. Nice, good work. That's the first one done. Excellent. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that on the chair. That's ready to rock. So what you do here now, there we go. Right, we'll keep that on there. The araldite actually holds it in place. The last thing you need is for that to turn while you're trying to get a marron on, you know. When you put a handful down like that, at night when you've got low visibility, right, what happens is when the marron put their claws over them and feed, you'll actually see the silhouette of the marron over the pellets. It just helps you out a little bit. The snares are really simple, right? They're about 30 centimetres in length. You just have 2 loops on either end. And then what you do is you just allow that and you lock that into on the carabana. I'll show you how. That you've got to spend massive dollars to be able to make marron snares. Make a little loop here at the end. Right, now marron aren't too heavy, so you don't really have to worry about reinforcing it. But this crimp that I've got is way too big. Right, so what I'm going to do is, now remember on crimps, if you crimp right on the edge, you'll cut the wire, and I have seen that happen with like the marron of a lifetime. So what we do is we just crimp that, okay, in between, not on the edge, and it won't cut it like a knife, all right? This is 80-pound nylon coated Halco wire, the 7-strand. We found this to by far to be the best thing to use for marron, okay? I'll show you why in a second. We've made the loops, okay? All you do is you put that through there, so that's your snare, okay? And then what you do is you feed that through the locking eye on the carabana, right? Put that through here, like so, obviously making sure the loop's big enough to go over the carabana. And then what you do is you lock it down. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. So what I have is, I have my snare locked in here on the base. That pulls straight through that eyelet, which is my anchor point. And then what I do is when I drop that down behind the marron like that and it flares out, you shine the torch, the marron puts its tail through there, and then you snare it, see? And you can do 20 or 30 snares with this, and you'll still be able to use it straight after. And that's 80-pound Halco nylon strand wire, okay? There you go, fam. Persistence pays off. This is what we came here for. This is a West Australian marron. Now, there is a correct way to grab these. You've got to grab them from underneath like that, or they will nip you. Push their claws together. Right, as you can see, they are a very large crayfish. Beautiful, beautiful to eat, okay? So this was on one of the other baits. Now, okay, to see that? Now this one is absolutely covered in lice and that sort of stuff. So what you do is you've got to purge them when you get home. Do not put your fingers in the claws or they will get you, okay? So, in terms of legal size, this one here is, what is it? Nope, just under. Right, so yeah, that's how big they grow. As you can see, that's my hand span there. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this little one back. All right. So what you got to do is you shine your torch in the water trying to see their tails. Okay, and then when you see their tails, what you do is you put the snare behind it like this. I'll just give you a little crash course. You put the snare behind the marron like that and you push down on it a little bit. And what it does is it flattens it out. And then you shine the torch in front of the marron like that. So just say we use my sunglasses, right? So if that's the marron, what you do, like the marron are always facing you on the edge, okay? So what you do is you'll shine out here like this at the back, and with the halo you'll see the tail. So then what you do is you put your snare behind the marron and you press down on it like that. See how it opens up? Then you shine to the front of the marron will go backwards and boom, you lift it up and you've got your marron. The good thing about using a fiberglass pole is they're quite heavy and they're quite stiff. A lot of people will bounce or use an old fishing rod that's very bendy. As the marron comes up and then it drops with the fishing rod bending, it opens the loop up and they get off. So these fiberglass poles, you pick them up for about $15 from Elders or your rural stores, right? As I said, I think a $7 Carabana clip there, that's about $8 for 10 metres. So you'll get 40 marron snares out of it. Just some cheap cable ties, about $6 for your araldite, okay? And then you've got your little functional snare to catch your marron with, okay?
Yeah, 350 maybe.
350. And I'm getting the small ones. Oh no. Goat. Oi. Really? Really? Out. Come on. Get out of there. No, out. Here, look. Marron. Yeah. Come on. Out. Move. Move. Go. Take your kids with you. Pardon the pun. It's not daycare. Hey. Away from there. No, not the tail light. All right, famo. We got another one. There we are. So this is what happens. They're a nocturnal crustacean or crayfish? Lobster. Yeah, marron. So they are nocturnal and they start coming out at night. Right, I'm actually going to put this one back because I feel sorry for it. I do. I think I don't know. Wait. And that's what they do. You snare them behind the tail. Can I just get you to shine that on here so I can take it off without getting nipped? Right.
That's good video footage.
Sure is. There you go, famo. Now with these, you've got to pick them up underneath here. See how they try and nip you? Right. And because this is a non-releasing snare, okay, and look, we've got two marron and the snare is still not like new. All right, now at wholesale, these are $60 a kilo. Okay, so we've just paid for all the snares about twice over. Righto, fam. There we go. We got another one. This is going to get let go as well. Can I get you to give us a hand with the light? They won't see us in the... Thank you. All right. Yeah, they don't sort of forgive you anymore when they nip you nowadays, do they? No. The funniest ones is ones that pick them up for the first time front on. All right, famo. There's our third one. Look, we've had a few really hot days in a row here, which has affected the marroning. Okay, we're going to put this one back. This is as Western Australian as it gets. There you go, fam, a beautiful West Aussie marron. It's going to go back. Go and fight the others. Tell them it's good fun. See you, bud. Oh, he's gone into the shallows. Why couldn't the others do that? All right. So stay safe and stay well. Keep being awesome. Thanks for your support. See you next time.